Hello and welcome to the RSGPodcast, episode 76. Today we are going to discuss a couple things. Not a whole lot really to talk about, but we'll give you some entertainment stuff.
Slow news week.
Yeah, slow news week. It seems like every week's becoming a slow news week, but we don't follow politics, and apparently that's where the gold is right now. So, but old Donnie Trump,
gold.
Donnie Trump.
That's what it is, gold. Exactly that.
Something like that. It's polished turd.
Yeah.
Painted gold.
Gold flake.
Shiny anyway.
It's gold flake covered.
Gold flake turd.
Supposed to be drinking some Goldschlager.
Right. I'm going to filter out all the gold from Goldschlager and be rich. But, yeah, so they cast Iron Fist.
Yes.
And we'll get into that here in a little bit because Mr. Watson's going to go on a rant about that. One thing we can kind of talk about is Valve. Good guy Valve fired.
His name, if I can remember it now, James Harding.
Yes.
Was his name. He was a caster for Dota 2, and he was known as the guy who likes to push people's buttons.
Just a little bit.
Just to be kind of a dickhead and to take things a bit too far.
Yeah,
well,
and that's really the problem, right?
Right.
You can be a button-pushing guy, and that works out okay. But you got to know where the line is at and where you don't go across it.
Right.
You know. And you could occasionally venture across it and be okay, but you can't go across it all the time.
Right.
That's a problem.
Well, he used to do a lot of Dota 2 casting, and he was suspiciously absent for, the last couple real big, Dota events. And so there was a petition out there to try and, bring him back, and Valve was like, you know what, maybe he deserves another chance. He came in for the Dota, the big Dota championship, and before it was done, he was fired.
Yeah.
Before the, full 2 days of the tournament, he was fired.
Yeah.
And they also fired the production company because they were screwing up real bad, too, but that's beside the point. They got rid of Harding, and then everyone was like, what happened to him? He's just gone. What happened? And Gabe Newell decided to get onto Reddit, where a lot of this talk was happening, and to discuss. And it was pretty brutal what he said. And I'll quote him because it's pretty interesting. Because, Gabe Newell's known to be a pretty nice dude.
Yeah, he's known to be a pretty outstanding guy, all in all.
Yeah.
In the way he runs his company and all that sort of thing, so...
Well, you were just saying, if someone
like
cancer or something like that.
Yeah, if you get cancer or whatever, he'll continue to pay your salary while you're getting better or whatever. Take as much time as you need, that sort of thing.
So how can you be mean to that guy?
What's that?
How can you be mean to that guy?
I don't know.
Well, this is what Gabe Newell had to say about James Harding. He says, James, we've had issues with James at previous events. Some Valve people lobbied to bring him back for Shanghai, feeling that he deserved another chance. That was a mistake. James is an ass. And we won't be working with him again.
Boom.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
direct.
There's no, a lot of times when there's, this sort of, a schism that forms between, a professional schism that forms between, employee and employer, there's, some veiled anger there. And veiled insults, but it's not generally just this outright and this blatant, and it's pretty awesome. Quite frankly, considering how James Harding is, it's probably the only thing he would, understand.
Yeah.
But,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually they try to keep that thing, those things that's pretty private for the most part, but not this one.
No. I just thought that was pretty... You know what? I'm pretty much okay with this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with, there being known schisms and people just being, blunt about them.
The runaround is annoying as shit, especially online, because you're going to have so many different interpretations of what someone says. When it's blunt like that, is it?
Yep.
You know exactly what it is.
Yep.
So.
Anyway, that's all that was.
Yeah, this got interesting, because good guy just was like, yeah, we're done. But, well, what else do we have going on?
Well, let's go ahead and let Ruby go on his rant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iron Fist rant, take one, go.
So, they released the news today that because we talked about it a while ago that they'd already cast their Iron Fists but that they hadn't just released the news yet. That they knew who it was going to be, and they hadn't released the news yet. So this week it came out, they released the news. It's going to be Finn Jones, who is pretty much a nobody. Like, he plays Loras Tyrell on Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow.
And that's basically all he's done. And his Loras Tyrell is pretty forgettable in Game of Thrones. Like, honestly, when it released, I looked at the picture and I'm like, I know that guy from somewhere.
Now, Loras Tyrell, he was the Knight of Flowers, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
The peanut butter shaving scene.
The peanut butter scene, correct. He's the guy smearing the peanut butter in the peanut butter scene. And that's like, honestly, that's his best scene. That's his most memorable scene in all of the books and all the episodes of that show.
Wow.
You know, and like I think it's a horrible cast. Like, I go with an unknown, that's fine with me, but this guy just seems forgettable.
See,
he has an utterly punchable face. I look at him and I just want to punch him in his face whenever I look at his picture.
More than Shkreli?
More than Shkreli, yeah.
More than Stone.
No. He's not as smirky as Shkreli.
Yeah.
It's,
All right,
it's
fair
different, but...
My problem with Roby's opinion is that, number one, this is a actor who he's seen in only this show.
Because that's the only thing he's done.
Which he hates. He hates this show.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Yeah. Roby, give him time to make his point.
the body of his work that Roby is looking at isn't a good enough body of work to say whether or not he's a good actor or a bad actor. I think it's very easily said that he is this show is terrible and it's written terribly. But I don't know if it's nearly enough.
I know my hate for the show is not because it's terrible and written terribly.
Okay, you said the character
My
was
hate
boring.
for the show is that it doesn't follow the books that I love. That's my hate for the show.
You said his character
His character is boring as they portray him in the way they have it written now.
Okay, so what you're saying is his writing.
Could it be bad writing? I suppose.
Okay.
I suppose it's possible. It could possibly be bad writing. Especially because, like, the last season, the writing was definitely not that great. With, like, all the bullshit they had in Dorne going on, it was just... it's not good.
All the buddy cops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's with Jamie and what's his name? Good buddy copping it up in Dorne. It was fucking ridiculous. But...
It still draws in millions of viewers every time.
But there are plenty of other people who put on good performances in that show with the writing they have available. So...
Oh, you mean so some of the show is written well and some of it's written terribly? That's never happened.
Possibly. Maybe it's all written by the same people.
That's never happened.
I'm just saying. We can blame it on it being the show. That's fine. But regardless, why would they pick this guy? I don't know. He doesn't seem like the right choice. And it seemed like we missed an opportunity
I don't
here
think
to...
I really
Shut
don't...
the fuck up for a minute.
I don't think you really know.
Shut the fuck up for a
I
minute.
don't think you really know what's a good choice here.
As far as to play Danny Rand?
Whether or not he's a good choice or not, I think the people who like watched him, who like actually watched him like audition for the part, probably have a better idea, don't you think?
Should
No,
we... Okay, here's
I don't.
one for you guys.
No, I don't.
Hold on. Should we just have faith because they've done so well with Daredevil and Jessica Jones and stuff like that? Like, should we have faith that he may in fact be okay for the part? Like, can you honestly judge him now versus, watching a couple episodes?
Pre-Bumblebee fuck Bender chick, whatever, I would have agreed with you that we should have faith.
Yeah, but
I'm out.
Oh, get out.
I'm
You
out.
haven't...
I'm out after that.
Bumbledeck's not even part of that. How
I don't
do
even-
okay, no. You can't do that because you're going right for Bumbledeck.
You made the argument the other night that the Netflix series and the people who do that are completely different than the movie people.
They are.
Did you or did you not?
I made that argument.
Okay.
I made
Right
that
up your
argument.
butt.
Main Street.
It's still
Right
all
on Main
horrible.
Street. And quite frankly, like, your irrational hatred of Bumblebutt Thunderfuck is like...
It's completely rational.
Oh, no, it's not.
That guy deserves all of my hate.
It's really... It's really...
deserves
Cumberbatch
all
made
of my hatred.
all these different movies, and he was really hot for a while.
It's really just jealous because he has
He's still
Cumberbitches. Roby wants Cumberbitches.
I gotcha. Cumberbitches.
No. Nobody's not Cumber bitches.
It's a fun game. Take Bumblebee, or take Cumberbatch's name,
Cumberbatch, yes.
right? Benedict Cumberbatch and then just make up extra words. Now it has to fit the name.
The same
Right.
the same number of syllables.
Same number of syllables. That's the key.
And generally the same beginning consonants.
Yeah.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, you want to have your hard consonants in the same place.
Yeah, for the most
In
part.
fact, you
If you
should
can.
put those on the YouTube comment section so that we can enjoy all of the different comments and different ideas that you guys come up with.
All three of you.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
All three comments.
We'll start taking those and making those the names of the episodes.
But yeah, I don't know. And I think we missed an opportunity to cast him as an Asian guy, which we should have done.
I agree.
To begin with.
Yeah, I agree with
I'm willing to give the choice a chance. I don't have a hatred of the actor, and that's because
I'll watch
I've
it.
only seen him in Game of Thrones ever. And you're absolutely correct. The character's totally forgettable, but I don't know if that's his fault or the writer's fault. He doesn't have a big part.
Because he's been a much bigger part further on in the seasons.
Oh, okay, well.
In the later seasons where you haven't seen, he's gotten a much bigger part, and he's still just like boring. Like I don't know, and maybe it's just a shitty writing, but he's utterly forgettable in the TV show for the most part. I'm like, I would rather we just never went to Loras Tyrell scenes ever.
It's almost like the Caitlin Stark chapters.
Yes, like Caitlin Stark chapters in the book.
Yeah,
yes,
or
where
you just skip past.
Jesus.
You're just like, see, that's
You
the
just
best part
skim
about
through-
the audiobook. You could
Just skim through to see if there's something important that
Right.
happens. Like if she gets news of something important that happens somewhere else that you need to know about. Because sometimes there'll be that, right? Like she'll get... like that's how you truly find out about Bran and Rickon's death or whatever. It's like she gets the news about it or whatever, but... Yeah, King Stark chapter in the book, you're just like, oh my god, get through this shit.
Dude,
We
seriously.
did it, Ned's dead. It's sad.
Ned's dead, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the choice, but I guess we'll see. My hope is that Luke Cage is 85% of his show, so we'll be good.
Oh god.
Yeah.
All right.
Should be interesting to really see. Kinda
Yeah.
what
Well,
they
I think
do
that they like I don't know that I'm supporting them like really casting unknown for that, because I think Iron Fist is gonna need a lot of help.
Like I said, I'm willing to give him a chance. If he can knock it out of the park, I don't care if he's an unknown. Unknown doesn't bother me as long as they're good at what they do.
Right. But
And-
I feel like they need somebody to carry Iron Fist, sort of. You know what I mean? Like with
No,
Jessica Jones.
I don't.
Because Jessica Jones is not a very popular product either, right? It's not a lot of people don't know Jessica Jones.
Right.
More people know Luke Cage, more people know Daredevil. A lot of people don't know Jessica Jones. More people know Iron Fist already, but
Yeah.
not as many as I would say know Daredevil or Luke Cage.
He
maybe.
doesn't need carried.
But I think that because it is such a weird backstory that they haven't really done yet. You know what I mean? With the whole like going to the magical city in the sky and fighting the dragon to get his superpowers or whatever.
Are they doing that?
As far as I know,
So you don't know.
I don't know for sure, but he said that they've said that it's the traditional Iron Fist story from the comic books, and so I feel like that's a big stretch for them at getting into the more mystical sort of side of things.
Yeah.
And that they could use somebody strong to carry that, which is I think why they cast Cumberbatch to be Doctor Strange, because as they ventured more into the mystical side of things, they want to bring a strong big name actor who they know can pull a crowd.
They've had big name
To be
actors
that,
for all the
whatever.
Marvel movies. Has nothing to do with being mystical. I don't think all the Marvel movies have had big names. Yeah,
Chris Evans wasn't as big a name when they cast him as Captain America as
but I'm not saying.
Yeah, but
I'm not
he
saying
became after being Captain.
you knew who Chris Evans was.
RDJ.
I was gonna say Robert Downey Jr. You know who
RDJ
he
was the big guy.
Yeah.
He was the big cast for them.
You know who Chris? I mean, Chris Evans was a name. He was.
Yeah, he had in it, but he wasn't as big as Benedict Cumberbatch was.
No.
Is you know what I mean?
No, he
So,
wasn't as big.
I think that
but,
they brought in Cumberbatch specifically for that role to
Samuel
because
L.
they
Jackson.
actually
maybe
like his
Cumberbatch is actually like a good actor and is going to pull it off and going
He's
to be
not a good
awesome.
actor. We know that.
Doctor Strange.
Just,
I'm
we can
looking
dispense
forward to
with
it.
that opinion immediately.
You
can dispense with that
can dispense with that opinion.
and your irrational
We know
hatred.
it's not true.
Irrational
We know it's
hatred.
not true.
How much Sherlock have you actually watched?
I have not watched any Sherlock, but that is not the only thing that he has
Okay,
done.
let's
I
keep
have
going.
watched other things that he has
Let's keep
done,
going.
did not appreciate.
What else?
Don't say Star Trek. Something other than Star Trek.
Into Darkness, I watched. I did not appreciate him as Khan. I didn't think he did a good job.
Yeah, that's actually where he got his entire opinion of Benedict
also
Cumberbatch.
watched
His entire
the-
opinion.
From
No, of the movie they had last year with the Enigma project.
Oh, okay.
Or 2014.
Oh, that's the one with Keira Knightley, right?
Yeah.
Was
I
it
also
Keira
watched that
Knightley?
movie.
Yeah, Keira Knightley was the co in that. Yeah.
Other than big autistic guy, I don't know what he was. But it was a poor portrayal of that guy because that guy was not autistic. So.
Oh, that's obviously Cumberbatch's fault, not the writers.
Not writing.
Correct. Cumberbatch's fault. Yep.
Get out of here, Robbie.
Cumberbatch's fault.
I'm excited.
There have been
on bad writing.
There have been amazing actors who have been given bad writing, and it has been obvious and painful. Like most of the Star Wars prequels, for example, had a lot of good actors in them.
True.
Yeah.
And it was there wasn't a single person in there I could take seriously. And had that been my first experience with Samuel L. Jackson or Natalie Portman,
McGregor.
Well, yeah, Ewan McGregor, I would have been like, these
Liam Neeson.
These people are Liam Neeson, yeah, these people are terrible.
Neeson's.
Okay, side note real fast. The part in Deadpool when he said, I had a dream of that I was the one stealing Liam Neeson's daughter. After 3 times, don't you think it's just bad parenting? Sorry. That Ryan, and we said Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
I had to share.
Side note.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. We can blame a lot of bad acting on bad writing if you want to. Then yes, we can say everyone will be perfect for every role because everything they were shitty in before might have just been bad writing.
No, what I'm saying is
But-
that your breadth of experience with both this. I don't know
So
his
you're
name.
saying that
What is
both
his name?
Star Trek Into Darkness and
Cumberbatch? Benedict? Is that what we're talking about?
Finn Jones?
Finn Jones.
Oh, Finn Jones. Okay.
Yes.
Isn't wide enough to know whether or not he's a shitty actor yet. He might come in and knock it out of the park. Unknowns do that sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, I'm just saying, let's give him a chance. And if he's terrible, he's terrible. I'm willing to.
I'll
I'm
give him
willing
a
to say
chance, but I will bitch about it in the meantime.
that's not giving him a chance.
Yeah, it is.
Giving him a chance for you is not bitching about it in the
So
meantime.
Ruby
I
wants
will
to be
watch
impressed.
it regardless and see what I think, but
Right. Just coloring your bias.
I don't like the cast.
Coloring your bias.
Don't like the cast.
I don't think Iron Fist needed a carry. I really don't. I think
I think he could have used one. I really do, but we'll see.
all the Netflix Marvel series have been doing very well. I think they have enough of a carry on their own backs and what they've done previously that they don't need a carry for this.
It depends
We'll see.
because, like, one thing that we've always noticed about Daredevil and Jessica Jones is that there's not a whole lot of the fantasy aspect of things.
Right.
So the fact that Iron Fist is going to possibly be going into hold on, let me going into the sky. I mean, that's not territory that the Netflix crews used to going into yet. We don't know. I mean, a lot of people that watch it like it because it's raw. It's very earthy. I mean, it's like New York City and shit like that. And then you go into the sky, it might be kind of rough. I'm thinking like my dad. 'cause
Right,
my
that's what
dad
I'm
absolutely loved it. But if we start going into the fantasy aspect, he's going to be like, what, are they going to have strings and flying people now? And
Right.
I don't think they're going
That's
to
what I'm saying. I think they're gonna. I think that if they do go that far, because the Iron Fist in the comic books was kind of that way sometimes, depending on who was writing the comic book.
It was. I think it'll be more though like Daredevil was, and more like Jessica Jones was. It'll be an origin story ish, where like the character's already established, they're already there, and then like you kind of delve into their background a bit.
Right.
But it's not. They're already there as a character. They're already an established whatever they are. You know, and what like you've got with Daredevil and Jessica Jones, like. You know,
Like I said, I'll give it a chance. I just don't think it's a good cast.
I don't think you know if it's a good cast. I think you.
No, I didn't say I know. I said I don't think it's a good cast. I didn't say I know it's not a good cast. I said I think it's not a good cast. That's what I've always said. I think it's not a good cast. Not that it's fact. I
like thinking
it's
about-
not one that I like.
I like
that's regardless.
making uninformed opinions as well. It's one of my favorite things to do.
This is true. You really do like making uninformed opinions on the regular. This is the absolute
on
truth.
the rig. Anyway, so yeah, side A, side B, 1 for, 1 against. I'm neutral. I'll watch it regardless. I can't wait to see it.
I'm not for it. I'm just like willing to give it a moment. Like I'll see if it sucks.
Fair.
If it sucks, then I'll be the first one to come out and say it's fucking terrible.
I think it's kind of where you both are, just in different ways of getting there, but hatred and opinion.
Well, I actually wait to see
True.
the body of work before I form my opinion, unlike someone else.
Nobody does it.
God, rather.
Unlike someone else. Except for there's an example of somebody not doing it here.
Truth.
I have seen more of his acting than you have seen. That makes me a better judge than you.
Okay. You've seen more of the same acting that he's done in the same show that you dislike.
Yep. With a variety of different directors and a variety of different writers, so it can't all be the writing and directing.
Yeah, it can. It absolutely can. Yeah, it can. Why would you say it can't be that? When it can absolutely be that.
It could be that. You're
Okay,
right.
all right. So we've established that you're wrong.
But I don't believe that it is. But we can't blame it all on the same writer or director or
I
whatever.
didn't say it was all one writer or director's fault. I said it was the writing and directing's fault.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
That's a fun little rant time here.
Yeah.
Well, Ruby wasn't always wrong about
those
stuff.
same people have gotten good performances from other people who, with the same writing. So he's got to take some responsibility for his craft. Is all I'm saying. He can't be as great an actor as Leo, where he's like he looks like he's cold because he's in the cold.
If I applied that same thing to the prequels, the Star Wars prequels, I would, like I told you, I would hate all of those actors. I would
Yeah.
like that. Would,
That's fair.
Those actors are terrible.
Yeah.
But luckily enough, I know that Ewan McGregor is an awesome actor. That Natalie Portman is a fantastic actress.
Yeah, Black Swan.
And Samuel L. Jackson generally does Samuel L. Jackson better than any other person.
Pulp Fiction.
Right. Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson is the shit out of Samuel L. Jackson.
He really does.
Yeah.
I could watch, like, if it was just a movie where he played all the characters, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Even though every character would be the same, I'd watch
It
it.
would still be worth
But
it.
then he played Mace Windu, who was not Samuel L. Jackson, and it wasn't very good.
Well, let that be a lesson to you.
Well, it was probably just the writing.
Well, it was definitely part of the writing.
Well, it was definitely the directing, too. The directing of that movie was, of all those
Yeah.
movies, was ass. It's like literally like every scene followed the same, like over the shoulder conversation, followed by moving to a window, followed by more over the shoulder conversation. You can watch it happen.
It's terrible.
Just watch it unfold. Like every conversation is the same. It's all exposition, over the shoulder shots of dialogue. It's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
It's like George Lucas who just like couldn't be bothered to like get up and move a camera someplace else. So he just took the same two over the fucking shoulder shots all the time.
It's
Let's get
hard.
more Hayden Christensen in there. Get in there.
Oh man, I would say let's get young Anakin, but he's dead.
Like I'd be so like down,
He's
bro.
dead.
Wait, young Anakin is dead?
Yeah, the actor who played young Anakin.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did he die from? Drugs?
Suicide. I
Oh,
believe.
shit.
I think it was suicide.
Well, I
It
mean,
was either that or an OD, one of the two.
if you were in those movies.
Tragic child actor.
Yeah.
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 Reasons. Yeah.
God, that sucks.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well, he
Can you imagine being the poor guy who voiced Jar Binks?
Dude. At least by that you can hide.
Because somebody
like-
did that. Somebody had a voice performance for Jar Binks.
Yeah, but, like,
in all of those movies.
That's the kind of voice that you can do and then never do again.
And never do
And then,
again,
like,
right.
nobody, unless they know your
But-
IMDb page, nobody knows. Like,
yeah, but before we get into the first one, you're telling all your friends I'm in the next Star Wars movie, and now they all know that you're Jar Jar Binks.
no.
You know what I'm saying? They all know you're Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, usually I got fired.
Yeah, I got fired.
I got fired from that
So
job.
where are you getting all this money from?
I mean, the kid who I can't remember his name for the life of me, who played young Anakin Skywalker. He's talked often about like how the Star Wars film ruined his life.
Yeah.
How like he was made fun of in school and
yeah.
just teased relentlessly. And I'm like, oh, bro, I'm sorry.
Jake Lloyd?
Yes, Jake Lloyd. That's it. Yeah, he talked often about like
He kind of looks like one of the Joeys. Is that what it was, like from the 80s?
Like Joey Tribbiani.
The two guys that were always together, and like they were in they were the Frog Brothers in fucking oh shit, what the hell's that movie? Lost Boys. They were the comic guys.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
One of them did just commit suicide.
Oh, I know who you're talking about from the 80s.
Yeah.
They weren't actually, they had the same first name but different last names.
Exactly.
Shit, God damn it.
I know you're talking about, not Sarah.
But yeah, he does look like one of those.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm looking him up right now.
is it not Sean? What is it?
I don't think he's dead though.
Jake Lloyd? Unless what I read was
On June 17th, he was arrested for reckless driving of last year.
right, and then shortly after that he died. Well, shortly, I don't know. Months later, I guess.
How do you make a wiki page about the Frog Brothers from the Lost Boys and then don't name the actual characters' names?
Easily.
Corey, the Coreys.
Feldmans.
Yes.
Yes.
Corey Haim, Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
That's what it was. Anyway, but
No,
yeah.
Jake Lloyd is not dead.
Are you sure?
Yes, it said it was.
Well, I'll look it up later since we're on the cast. Let's we could like look stuff up from the internet when it's
Yeah.
Yeah, his Wikipedia page doesn't have a death on there, which is sourced by people.
Yeah, I don't believe he's dead. I'm pretty sure it's not.
It might not. May not be. It could be a fake article.
Yeah.
Could be. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to come back though. Like, I don't know. If I was Kid Anakin, I grew up, got made fun of for being Kid Anakin. Now you want me to come back and be like, teenage angst Anakin, versus like coming in to becoming Darth Vader. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he was never picked for those roles in the first place. That always went to Hayden Christensen for whatever reason.
Because Lucas probably had a crush on him or something. He's a fucking pedophile. I hate that guy.
Pedophile. He's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
A pedophile.
Anyway,
I don't know if he is or not. That's not a true statement, but
we're not saying George is a pedophile.
We are saying he's terrible at his job and he should quit.
George, do not sue us. We know you're listening, so.
The one random time we get a fucking cease and desist from George Lucas, be like, it's cool because Lucas is listening, but at the same time,
it's not a cease and desist. That would just be a straight up lawsuit of defamation.
Yeah,
true. Fair enough.
Defamation lawsuit for our 3 viewers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones who told us.
Sons of bitches.
Oh god. Anyway.
So yeah, the Razzie Awards were also last night. They always do the Razzies the night before they do the Oscars.
Razzie.
Which is just like a dude decided to get together with his friends and start worst movies Oscars.
Yeah. So one.
There's some. Let's go through some highlights here real quick.
All right.
Worst picture was a tie.
Oh.
Between 50 Shades of Grey and Fat Four Stick. I think honestly, Fat Four Stick should take this home easily.
I think so too.
Also on the list of nominees were Jupiter Ascending, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, and Pixels.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
So way to be Kevin James for getting up on the list twice.
Yeah, I think Pixels definitely deserves to be up there. I didn't like Jupiter Ascending, but I didn't hate it that much.
Yeah.
Well, Jupiter Ascending, at least, even if you just put it on mute, you could enjoy just the beauty of everything. It was a beautiful movie.
Yeah, and a lot of
the leads for 50 Shades of Grey took worst actor and worst actress, respectively.
Okay.
Worst supporting actor goes to Eddie Redmayne in Jupiter Ascending. This I wholeheartedly support. It's like whispers to yelling to horse raspiness all the time was just horse shit.
It was ridiculous.
Right.
It was really bad.
Yeah. It should be known that he also won an Oscar last year for Best Actor and a Razzie this year for Worst Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Would it be?
I like how Stallone got a Redeemer Award.
Yeah. The worst remake ripoff sequel went to Fat Four Stick.
Yeah.
Which of course makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The worst director went to Josh Trank for Fat Four Stick.
I'm not sure if he deserves that entirely.
I don't know that he does either.
I mean, yeah, I think if they left his version in, it probably wouldn't have been as it still wouldn't have been good, but it wouldn't have been as bad as it was.
Yeah. So, and also the Razzies also does the worst screen combo, and the nominees were all four of the Fantastic Four, which is a good nominee because they were all bad, especially together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp and his glued-on mustache in Mordecai.
Never watched that.
Kevin James in either his Segway or his glued-on mustache in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Adam Sandler in Any Pair of Shoes in The Cobbler. And Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson in 50 Shades of Grey, who won. Of course. So, yeah. We should write, all I have to do is write into this guy, send him an email, and you can also be a member of the Razzies. Like, because the Academy is like the Academy of Director Arts or whatever. You can join the Razzie
The Razzie
Academy
Award?
and vote on the Razzies if you want.
That's
They'll send
cool.
out the email to the group or whatever. You can be part of the Razzies if you choose.
Fantastic.
So I think next year I'll be part of the Razzies.
I might do that too.
Just because I can.
Yeah, we sit down and watch all these terrible films and be like,
Well, you don't have to watch them. That's part of the key. You know?
oh,
Just like the Academy people don't watch all the movies that they actually vote for. So.
that's true.
Which is insane.
It really is.
Right, because they're like responsible for like making these decisions or whatever.
Right, that break people's careers and stuff. And
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody should or should not hire someone based on just because they have an Academy Award, but
it happens though,
it does.
which is ridiculous. I mean,
Well, and one of those, it's one of those things that's a big draw for people in the movies. It seems like because they always mention it in ads. Academy Award winner, blah blah blah, whatever, or Academy Award nominee, blah blah blah.
Speaking of movies, Roby, and well, Ryan, you too if you want to, but next week you should definitely have watched Anomalisa by our next cast because I think that's a movie worth talking about.
is it good? You watched it?
I did watch it.
You liked it?
I did really like it. Yeah.
Okay. What's it called?
Anomalisa.
Anomalisa. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think it's the same guy who did Synecdoche, New York. So expect some oddness in the same sort of like, what to call it? I don't want to call it unresolved, but sort of open-ended emotional craziness that you sort of felt at the end of the Synecdoche, New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Synecdoche, New York was an interesting film, that's for sure.
It wasn't bad. I liked it.
Like,
It was weird.
It was weird. I sat through the whole thing not knowing what was going on ever, but I also never felt compelled to like just turn it off and walk away.
Yeah, well, I
I
felt.
always felt like something was gonna happen.
Well, but it was so human. It was so endearing that like the craziness that was happening around it all was swallowed up just by the humanity and the emotion of it all, which was so genuine. Even in situations where it was like very awkward, when he like meets his daughter on her deathbed, I was awkward as crap.
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to be though. And like the whole thing was supposed to be exactly what it was like, and to give you that same sort of like awkward feeling. Well, I don't know.
It definitely does a good job of that.
Yeah, I think I thought it was pretty fantastic. I really liked Synecdoche, New York, and I think this is the same sort of like film, as far as like it has some weird things in there. Honestly, the animation is fantastic. It's all like stop motion, not claymation, but it's all stop motion with it looks like 3D printed dolls or something. It's very interesting. Yeah.
We'll check that out.
Yeah.
Anomalisa. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely check it out. What's up?
Okay, a bit of gaming news. The Masters of Orion 2.
Oh yes.
The new Masters of Orion released this week on Steam.
Oh, did it? Oh, the early release.
The early release
Early
alpha
release.
edition
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
And it's up there for $50. And
Well, that is pricey.
I'm not buying that.
worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have it?
Worth it.
You have it
I have it. Worth it.
for the alpha version.
The alpha. I would pay $50 for the alpha version again.
Now, okay, the
As
alpha
it- as it
version when it
stands
comes
now.
out and when it like because Minecraft did the same thing. You buy alpha, but you'd have to buy the actual game when it came out.
Right.
Same rule apply with this. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
that's how it
okay.
works for
Yes.
early access.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
just
so
gonna
much
make sure
longer
because I'm not
access
spending
games.
$50 only to spend $60 later.
Right.
Wait, okay, so I guess my quick question is, how awesome
It
is
is.
it in comparison to like the original Mu and Mu 2?
It's essentially Mu 2 reskinned and
Okay.
playable, but with like better, faster animations, better, like more interesting design,
new
and,
story,
like,
hopefully?
interface. There's no story.
There's no real story. It's
Massive Orion.
Galactic Takeover.
Yeah, it's like Age of Empire or something like that. You start with the town center, you build a place, and you
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
spending $50 for a reskin?
happily.
Wow. Okay.
Well-
Because, hey, you can't play Mu 2 anymore because that shit came out in '95.
Oh,
and it's not compatible
yeah.
with shit anymore.
Yeah.
So you can't
What
can't
about the
play
combat?
Mu 2. The combat's better. It's basically like Mu 2 for the most part.
Uh-huh.
But I think it looks better. It looks a lot
It's
prettier.
not 3D? Is it still
is
on a plane?
Not 3D.
It's still on just a plane?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's fine with me for the most part.
Oh,
Because the combat, there's never really a space simulator game.
No. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about it being space simulator. Just rather like the commercial the trailer that I saw made it almost look like there was going to be a Z-axis for the combat, but apparently not.
Maybe there's a different version of combat that I haven't played. But I don't know.
I'm sure there's probably not.
I played a couple of hours on Friday night, like 8, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Definitely, I think worth it.
Me Too's a game I've been wanting to play for a while now. So
Me Too's a classic.
I've never
forever
played it.
will be. But
it's fantastic.
Like some of the things, they
really
don't have
great.
custom race in it at the moment. So
What?
you can't customize a race right
Alpha games not being complete. What the hell?
What the shit? The
Money
spine
grabbers.
though, and all that sort of like stuff is different. They also got some. They got some pretty big names to voice act.
Really?
The dudes like
Any Academy Award winners or nominees?
Jamie Dorn is the narrator.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
James Dorn, whatever, is the
Yeah.
narrator for everything. And I'm trying to remember who they got to play the Alkari guy. It's another big name. I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, they got some big dudes, like some people who have names to do the voice acting for like all the people and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
yeah, the Bulrathi guy. Oh, the Bulrathi.
So
guy
does it
was
feel
so
like it's an alpha game, or does it feel like it's like a pretty polished beta game?
It feels like it's a pretty polished beta game, right? It really doesn't feel alpha-y at all. The play is smooth. I don't really have hiccups or drops or fails or any of that sort of thing that you would expect in like an alpha or beta
The UI
game.
is nice and pretty.
The UI is nice and pretty. I mean, it could be better, but UI could always be better.
Well, it's an alpha game. I expect some UI. I mean, as an alpha game, I expect some bugs, some UI being kind of ugly, and obviously like missing features. So
Right. They only have 8 races at the moment,
okay.
which is fine in reality
I think that's
because
fine.
you have everyone you need to have, right? You got your Bulrathi, you got your Cylons, humans, Alkari, the Slaw guys,
The rock people.
the rock people and the lizard people, and the
Yeah.
Klakons, and one other one.
Humans.
We already mentioned humans, but
Did you?
yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, you got the chrysalids, you got your
Chrysalids.
yeah. Who's the reptile guys again? Fuck. But
I don't know.
there's like 4 S's.
Slytherins.
Something. God damn, I can't remember what the
Super
name is.
Boy.
The But anyway. Oh, awesome. We'll have to pick it up.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
$50 though.
Worth it.
All right.
No, I mean, if the alpha is worth $50, then complete game's only.
Well, is this going to be a game that I'm going to be able to play for a while?
This game, have you played Civilization?
Yes.
Okay, it's sort of like that.
So you build.
It's a turn-based game where you build up your civilization. You start off on one planet. You got like 2 dudes, 2 worker dudes who are alive, whatever. They represent like 1 million people each or whatever. You build stuff. You increase the size. You build like extra stuff on your planet. You do more research. You build.
Okay, so it's
that
okay.
gives you better stuff, and then you build more stuff there, and you spread out throughout the galaxy, and you encounter other races, and you can do spy and diplomacy with them. And then you
Or fight
just like that. So it's like Civilization or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's essentially infinitely replayable because
That's
no
true.
2 games are going to be the same. You know, and you can choose different sort of research stuff like that. So
Yeah, how you want to go through it. You can go like full-on war
oh,
stuff.
Hamill, Mark Hamill voices.
You forgot
the
Mark
Alkaris.
Hamill's name?
I forgot.
You know what? Close the
I
show
forgot
out.
that.
Close the show out. Close the show.
Have a good night,
Fucking
everybody.
Mark
We're
Hamill.
done. Thank you. Check us out at RSG Podcast,
God
episode
damn it.
76 on the Facebook page. You can also find us at the website at rsgpodcast.com. Check out Watson's reviews of the Oscar bait movies and see what you think. But have a
Yeah,
good
she
night.
finished. Finished.